Evening and all. It's been a while, months actually, and in that time the UAP world has exploded again. So today I want to catch up with you on everything that's happened, what it means and why the conversation around disclosure is shifting faster than the governments can keep up with. We've had new UAP document drops in the US, a major independent film release, and my own appearance on the BBC discussing the UK's unique approach to disclosure. And even last week, Dr. Stephen Greer made a global announcement calling for public action and even the disarmament of our nuclear weapons, which I think we can all agree on. There's a lot to unpack, so let's get on with it. Over the last few weeks, the United States has quietly released new UAP related files. Not the flashy kind, not the here's the craft and the aliens and the bodies, but the kind that kind of matters. So we've got internal communications, program references, sightings logged by military personnel, and fragments of investigations that point to long-running interest in non-human technology. What's important is not what they release, but how they've released it. No press conference, no big announcement, just documents appearing in public repositories, freedom of information requests, response landings, and agencies acknowledging things that they previously avoided. This is disclosure by attrition. Not a single moment, but a slow erosion of secrecy. And while all of this is happening, the SEPI agency SCIF has been quietly capturing and cataloguing every single one of these US file drops, along with something most people don't realise, a substantial archive of UK material, including files released back in 2016 which were largely ignored at the time. So while governments drip feed us information, the SEPI agency is building a consolidated, structured, cross-reference repository, one that will eventually give investigators, journalists and the public a clearer picture, far better than any government department is currently doing within this country. The SEPI SCIF is becoming a parallel record of disclosure, and that matters. So, in an attempt to give the world truth, the good old US of A have released a bunch of files. But are they any good? Well, let's take a look at just a few. This is the SEPI agency SCIF. We've been very busy building this file repository of every single declassified file, video and image that the US government and the UK government have released. And the reason we put it onto our own SCIF is just in case they decide to, I don't know, withdraw it from public, but we'll always have a record of it on here. So let's enter the vault now. We've got loads of files in here, all categorized by paranormal, UFOs, supernatural, conspiracy theories and other. If we go to UFOs, we can narrow that down to video evidence, photo evidence, declassified documents, audio files and anything else that can be classified as other. But we're going to be looking at some videos that the US have recently dropped. Just to make it easier for me to find them, you can actually love any of these. You can click on one little icon there and you'll find your stuff quickly. If you click on the loved filter there, then all the ones I've kind of liked and loved I've got now quick access to. So are they any good? Well, let's take a look at a few. Now this one here immediately got my eye. It's quite unusual, so have a quick look at that. Because the way it looks quite solid and goes in and out of the clouds is pretty good. So this one was assessed by ARRO as unresolved. This was taken on the 23rd of November 2020. Apparently over AFG, which I think it may stand for Afghanistan. I'm not entirely sure, I'll have to look that up. And he says it's likely derived from an infrared sensor aboard a US military platform operated in the United States Central Command Area of Responsibility in November 2020. Well, I like this. Now remember, this is infrared, so just take a closer look at this. Yes, let's take a look at this. This is the original footage. Obviously it's infrared, so black is white and white is black. It's all in the opposites. But the object comes in here in the top of the screen quite slowly. I think this is real time as well, so it's a bit of a weird movement for a unnatural object to be doing, and sort of disappears into this piece of dark recess there. Look, go back. It's quite fascinating. Let's have a quick closer look at that now. Let's just zoom in a bit more. Put it down. So it comes in, it seems disturbing the air around it, goes into the clouds and then emerges from it. I just love the way it emerges there. Look how it comes out. Real good. And then it sort of carries on. And it seems to leave a trail behind it. Can you see these little lines? Let's just zoom in a bit more. See these little lines here. To play. And it just seems to be disturbing the air around it. Go back. Play again. See that? Real fascinating stuff. Let's just play that again in real time. And then it goes into this. Now this is probably an opening. Interesting thing is we've got these dots everywhere. I don't know if they're actually from the ground, and we're looking down, we're above cloud level. And I just keep playing that, and it seems to go down there. So these could be ground lights, so these little specks around, and artificial as well in nature. Just go back again, come out of that hole and back down. Now, if we look at this in a different perspective, we invert the colours, this is what we now get. It looks a bit different. We just reset the zoom on here and press play again in real time. Now look at close up here. See how that looks. And then we're looking towards this lighted area there. Again, we still see these specks, which are probably light from the ground. So let's go back. Look at this object. It's fantastic. It's the biggest orb I've seen actually caught on video, and yeah, I have got no explanation for it at the moment. It's the way its behaviour. I mean, the way it just goes in and out of the clouds there. Let's go back. Let's just zoom straight back out again. Play on there. Look at that. That is so nice. And just like the way it sort of changes its direction, comes in and then around, then out. Really good. Let's just zoom straight into there. See, we've got that trail behind. So this is a little gem. I'd say and agree with ARRO that this is unresolved. We can't really tell. We'll never really know what it is. Could it be a bit of ball lightning maybe? Well, you know what, we don't have the context. We don't know if there was a storm that night. We don't know if they're testing something, obviously, and it's man-made entirely. We don't know any of that stuff. So context is real good. Now they obviously do a bit of a description, but not enough. But I'm going to say, and agree that yes, this is a UAP. It is unresolved. Well done, US. And then we had this one, which was quite popular on the internet because of it's in colour for once, which is great. Let's have a quick look at that. Two red orbs flying very close together, which appear to be in formation. So let's have a bit of a closer view, shall we? Nice zoom in. So this was taken in July 2025, approximately 9 o'clock local time, 9 PM that is, in northeastern United States. It says here, an eyewitness observed intense bright light in their backyard as they parked their car upon returning home from work. The light was hovering approximately 25 feet off the ground, below a tree near the centre of the backyard, at a distance of around 90 feet, so it's quite close, quite low. It goes on to say the eyewitness exited the vehicle briefly before retrieving their phone to record the event. The spouse of the eyewitness came outside to assess the situation. The spouse also witnessed the light, describing it as a brilliant red sphere, about 1 metre in diameter. The centre of the red sphere seemed to be white plasma like sun material, about the size of a basketball. The orbs slowly rose and moved to the left, and both eyewitnesses observed a second identical orb hovering above the other orb. So it's got some good credibility. We've got two eyewitnesses seeing this, and it's in colour. Let's have a quick look on our system, shall we, and give it a quick analysis. So this one was rather popular because, like I say, it was taken in colour, and more importantly, the witnesses were members of the public, not military. You see this vast difference between the two footages we've already seen. When the military ones are these grainy black and white pictures. Remember, they've got all the tech in the world, and yet someone snaps out their iPhone and gets a far better recording of a UAP in action. That kind of says something, doesn't it? So just going through the footage now. What I've done, I've just zoomed in a bit so we can see it a bit clearly. Quite like how they are defined. You see we've got sort of a phase around them. The light around, we've got a centre mass. They do look quite plasma in origin. My only concern is that they are kind of orange looking, and people may well say, well, these are just nothing but Chinese lanterns that were let off together. So, I mean, look there, that looks very like a lantern, like the heat source at the bottom, filling the actual space at the top in heat. But the other one's not doing the same. That's very red and that's gone orange. But yeah, we just follow them very closely. They are pretty much the same colour. Let's just quickly play. Let me just zoom out a little bit because we're cropping that one off there. And they go behind the tree. So let's have a quick look at that. Does it go behind the tree naturally? Let's have a look. So it approaches. It should be a complete cut-off. There'll always be a bit of a bleed over the tree because it's pointing light at the camera, remember. Light goes in all directions. It doesn't just beam in one place. Otherwise you wouldn't see it. So it's beaming down at the camera, and the camera is kind of making this artifact go over the tree, so that's quite normal, but then it will recede very quickly when there's no more light source, as it does do. So I'm quite happy that one's fine. Where's the other one gone? Where you gone, mate? Oh, where's he gone? Oh, there he is, right up there. But he does the same. I say hey, I don't know what I'm saying, hey. But yeah, that goes into there, and yeah, that's quite natural as well, so I think we're quite happy with that. So they go into the tree and then disappear, and then they make sort of a reappearance at this other side. Just scroll out and they carry on. Now what I've done here, I've done inversion as well, so we can see how they act where everything's inverted. So let's zoom into that as well. Just hit play. See them quite clearly here, can't you? Definitely a light source, definitely moving together in unison. Here we are a bit closely now. Yeah, sorry, I'll sometimes talk and sometimes I'll stop because I'm just trying to concentrate on what I'm looking at. But you can clearly see we've got a centre mass, which, by the way, this is inverted, so that's very bright. So the dark is very bright, and then also you've got the haze around it, or the plasma around it. And you know what? They look very same size, don't they? Very identical in the way that they move. I quite like this one too. I'm quite impressed. But again, this wasn't from the military. This was from members of the public. We seem to be getting better data from the members of the public than we do the military at the moment. So I'm quite happy with that. Now this one, I'm just going to put some filters on just to so you can see it a bit better, really. Right, let's go into my colour. Right, so let's zoom into there. Now we're going to put a bit of contrast onto this. So you can just see I've just now added some. I can increase that contrast or decrease the contrast. If I increase it, all it really does show us is how the objects are acting with the surrounding things, like the tree. So it's no different. A fly goes straight past there. So that's okay. Let's go back. Zoom back. Stop. Let's reduce the contrast now, make it a bit more smoother, take the detail down so it really softens it all out, and have a look at it again. So what I'm trying to ascertain here is, are these fake? Have they been CGI'd, AI'd, over the top? My conclusion is no, they are natural. Could they be Chinese lanterns? Well, I'm going to say no. And the only reason I say no is because we're getting a constant round shape. We're not getting like a hanging basket effect going on either. I know it's kind of warps here as it goes into the tree, but only because parts of it's probably missing. So no, I'm not. I don't think they are Chinese lanterns. I think they are orbs. If we go by Patrick Jackson's theory of the Sphere Network, the book that he wrote, the Sphere Network, we interviewed Patrick about this, and it's basically got an explanation as to why people see orbs. And they are part of a defensive network that's global, and unfortunately, it's not run by humans. So read that book. I fully advocate it. I can't say the data in it is 100% at the moment, but from what I've read, from the understandings and the measurements that he's taking, it's doing a real good job. I'm just going to soften this one now. There you go, look. Yeah, and it could well be, you know, let's play backwards. We could be well looking at part of the what he will call a type 1 sphere, where they talk to type 2s. Sorry, these will be type 2s because they are above tree level. Type 1s are higher and larger in size, and type 3s are the things that cause poltergeist activity in your homes, and they're about the size of a tennis ball. So these would be your type 2s. Now they'll be communicating with a type 3 on the ground and relaying data up. Now the interesting thing is that Patrick Jackson did say that they glow when they're being kind of activated, so they're about to do something, and that could be to phase out of this reality into a next, so they disappear, or to attack. So whatever way this is doing, we don't know, because unfortunately we didn't get long enough. Again, context is everything with videos. If you see something like this flying in the sky, just record it for as long as you possibly can, and make note of the conditions around you, the people around you, if anyone else is seeing it, where you are. You know, not to give away your home address, obviously, or any personal data, but you know, all these things help. And also, if you can work out the direction that you're facing, that'd be really useful. So what do I make of this one? I say they're there. I rule out them being Chinese lanterns as well. So yeah, they were there. So it's another good find by the members of the public. So well done. Now, I quite like this one as well. That was submitted in October 2024. Apparently around about 10 to 7 in the evening. This is filmed over a pond. Northeastern United States, an eyewitness observed a light source below the horizon, hovering above a pond at an estimated distance of 2,700 feet. The luminous object resembled a plasma-like sphere, intermittently changing shape and luminosity. At times, the primary light source appeared to separate into smaller luminous points. The luminous point below the primary source hovered just above the water and did not appear consistent with the surface reflection. Now here's the thing, the object remained generally stationary for approximately 45 minutes before disappearing. 45 minutes the eyewitness looked at that for, and we get a clip. We get a few minutes clip. More importantly, there's no sound to be heard, and it was captured by private citizens again on an iPhone. And this was analysed and authenticated by the US government, probably by ARRO again. And I think they're trying to hide where it was. So it's been clipped, so the video's been cropped, so we don't really know the exact location, which again does not help us in the investigation. But let's have a deeper look into this. So let's take a closer look. Now, I like this because, again, this is not by a military, this is by a member of the public. It's just whipped out the iPhone and recorded this for 45 minutes. I'd love to get my hands on the original file, to be honest with you. I'm trying to get context here, so we do have some foliage here. I mean, it says it's hovering above a pond, but it's really hard to make out a pond, really, here. Because we're not familiar with the area, we can't really tell. I mean, maybe this part is its reflection here. If I just zoom in a bit on the water, we've got kind of like a diamond shape. Seems to have a bit of a underbelly to it there. If we just scroll forward a bit more. Oh, where's it gone? There it is. And just press play. So we've got a bit of a reflection down here. Oh, did that just pulse? Yes, it did. Let me just slowly fast forward. Wow. It did pulse. Look at that. And that means it sent light either in all directions, but if we scroll out, I mean, it does look like everything's been a bit enhanced by that light, or it sent a light directly at the cameraman. But I think that's, yeah, it sent a pulse out in all directions. Let's just play that back again. There we go. And let's play forward. Wow. I hadn't noticed that before. I've only just noticed that. So that did actually pulse. So this is quite an anomalous object again. Oh, I hate to give credit to the US on this one, but yeah, I'm going to have to agree with them. This will have to remain as unresolved. Oh, there it goes again. Sorry, it will remain as unresolved because there's no way of knowing what that is. But look at its behaviour. This is one of the things we look for in UAPs, trying to identify UFOs, UAPs, is the behaviour that it exhibits. It's a real telling way of, you know, what they really are and what makes them different from just being, I don't know, a firefly. Look at that. That's amazing. So let's just go again, press play. And yeah, we got some sort of shadow down there. This goes on for a bit, but we get a bit more context when the camera goes up there. Scroll back there, and I think it flashes again. Ah, now this is interesting. Look, we now get where, well, I think he's talking about where it seems to separate. Now, let's zoom in, go very close. See that? What is that? There we've got two. Definitely a separation, something going on there. Let's press play again. Yeah, and there's something swirls around it. If you missed that, let me rewind for you. Rewind a bit more and watch it. Watch it. Ready? See? It swirls around it. Yeah, it seems to be throwing something around. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, another burst. Another burst of energy there. So what is it doing? There we go again, more bursts. Oh, and then phased out almost. Is it in and out of our reality? I don't know, but let's zoom back out again to its original. It's doing a lot more now. Now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not pulsing. Maybe it's the camera trying to adjust. So it's going in and out of focus. So there it gets a bit more, and when it blurs, maybe it's just losing its focus. So maybe it's not pulsing. Maybe, so there we go again. It's just, but why would it do it? It's got a focus, but then why would it suddenly lose it and quickly go like that? It's very odd. I mean, if the guy was moving the camera around quite a bit, maybe that would cause it to refocus and make it appear to pulse. But you know, you can see from the rest of the surroundings, there's a lot of activity going on. Because I really want to know if that's talking to us. Is that pulsing? Or is that camera focus just trying to sort itself out? But look around it. Just keep your eye. Let me zoom in a bit more for you. Just look at what's going on around the object. Quite good. Well, let's try and put a smoothing filter on this a little bit more, so we can try and get rid of this hazy stuff. Let's have a go at that. So I'm just going to add a node onto here, a corrector, and then we're going to find a filter called deflicker. So it tries to take away the noise. So let me just put that on. Look, you can see it's already made a bit of an improvement. So let's wind that back a bit. So that's with the deflicker on, and that's with it off. A bit more noisy, and deflicker's back on again, smooths it out a bit more. So let's see if it seems to pulse again. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. So again though, is this the camera refocusing itself? We have to be mindful of that. But look at its shape. It's quite unique, isn't it? Quite unique for an orb. It goes right down again. It's got colour, it's got texture, it's got mystery. There it goes again. I'm not so sure that is refocusing. I really don't know. Let's go back again. Because it's got it in focus here, then suddenly it just goes boom, boom. It is like it's signalling. It's almost like it is doing some sort of pulse, deliberate pulse, rather than a camera trying to adjust itself. there again, look, the behaviour is really odd. Let's just move that up there. There we go, 2 more there. Ah, now did you just see that? It kind of shot something out to the side. Look, have a look. See that? Go back again. Play again. Watch, watch, watch. See? Something came out there. And that is not normal behaviour. That is something very strange indeed. Let me just go back again, look. Let's see what is going on here. So I'm really liking this bit of footage. And there it goes. Something comes out of it. So yeah, again, another good bit of footage, and I have to agree with ARRO. Look at that, look, see, what is it doing? You have to agree with ARRO that this will have to remain unresolved. You know, there's no way on Earth we're going to know what that is for sure, 100%. But what it is a UAP. This one caught my eye, this quick instant acceleration video. So a quick look at this. So apparently the ARRO says this video, whose uploaded defined title is Syrian UAP Instant Acceleration, and is likely derived from an infrared sensor aboard a US military platform again, operating within the United States Central Command Area of Responsibility, which means anywhere. But again, this is in Syria. A user uploaded this video to a classified network in June 2024, but it's given a sort of a date of 2021 on the video. So have a quick look at this, because this is quite good. Now this is original clip at 100 speed, so so look on here, look at its shape. It's very good classic UFO shape with its, you know, body illuminated in heat or plasma. And so it moves off and then off it goes very, very quickly, and the camera's like, where's it gone? Love that. Let's have a quick analysis of that ourselves. Now what I've got here is the original footage now. Not the original footage, that would be something, but the actual original speed. So the one, you know, one before they start messing around with it. So they obviously picks it up and they follow this thing, and obviously this is through infrared, and they change it through different camera filters. That's why I keep getting this flipping around. And then we've got this nice one here. It's quite a good resolution, and it finds the object here. And then they change the filter again. Stop it, leave it where it was. Whoa, come on. Adjust. And there we go. Comes into focus again. No, put the lid up, thank you. And the following object. So this goes on for a bit of time. And I like the movement of this. It's quite smooth. We've got some context here in the background. When it starts, don't change the camera. We like the old one. Don't zoom in. You just ruin it. But you can see it's going quite speed. 42m. I don't know if that means it's 42 miles from the target. I don't know. Somebody would know. Now that what just happened there is not unusual. This is the parallax effect of the camera moving to make it look like the object suddenly went backwards very fast. I'll keep watching. Boom, where's it gone? It's the camera moving and then readjusting again. So that's fine. It's quite natural. But what I do like here, let me just fast forward to this part, is that it appears to suddenly go, oh, actually, I'm going to turn around and go back the other way. It's now coming down. It's pausing a bit, and let's have a little think, and now it's going back. Now, if this was a HAB, a high altitude balloon, I think that wouldn't be the kind of manoeuvre it would do. It's very luminous still. Let me just quickly put that through what it looks like in the inversion. There it is, inverted now. Let's see if it makes any difference. It looks quite more solid now, doesn't it? So now white is black and black is white. And look at it now, look. Let's try and stop it there, look. Try and zoom into what the object looks like itself. And they let it go again. They have trouble catching up with this thing, don't they? Again, they're trying to achieve another lock-on now. coming to it. There we go. Yep, got a lock on now. Now, this object seems to know that it's been locked on. This is the thing, because it suddenly thinks, I'm not sticking around for what could come next. Maybe it knows what could come next, but look at this. Look at this actual shape. It's classic sports model UFO. But watch what it does now. It knows it's locked in, and then it decides to take a little sideways maneuver, and then it will make its exit. Off I go. And it just went really quickly, so I'll just slow that back down. Go back, going up and up. See how it just completely flips out there. Goes from a solid object to the next frame, not even being recorded that well. Zoom into that. I mean, that's an artifact from the camera. Always been placed there. But no, if you look around, we've got same things going on, just in the background. Got these lines. So go again, and now it's completely lost it. It's completely lost it. You can't tell where it is now. But it's gone in a few frames, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 8 frames. And this has been probably shot at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, so that's gone very, very quickly. Now, I like that, you know, it sort of shows us it thinking, and I love the shape of this as well. So let's play forward again, go sideways, and bye, lads. Now, this is a good one from ARRO and the Department of Defence, so because it's a good capture. And reluctantly, I'm going to have to agree with them again that this is definitely an unresolved. I mean, again, we don't have the context. We don't know what's going on. We don't know if this is a firing range, if they're testing some Gucci kit themselves, or they know what it is. If, well, that looks like a UFO, let's go and muddy the waters and chuck it out into the UFO community. Because they are suckers for anything, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I'm being cynical, clearly, but it does make me wonder if they're just trying to keep our eyes diverted from somewhere else. And off it goes. Love it. So yes, the SEPI agency would have to also flag this as unresolved and a bona fide UAP. Now, I didn't want to go anywhere without seeing the two quite unique ones, the star UAPs. Let's have a quick look at here. This was the first one released back in May 2026. Shows a UAP being tracked, and this one seems to be again with the FLIR view, the forward-looking infrared, because everything is opposite. But look at this unique shape. We've got 8 points on a star. Now, I can't help but think, what is this line that's drawing behind it? Is there some kind of energy, plasma, exhaust fumes? I don't know. I mean, it's not the camera doing that, because if it was the camera, then it wouldn't be leaving a trail behind it. So I do find this one really strange, but it's I can't really get this in my head at all that this is an alien craft. To me, this is screaming to me a camera artifact. You know, the way it's sort of an illusion. I mean, what have we got going on here now? Look, we've got some other artifacts coming in around it. So this is what I mean. This is not quite as it looks. I'd love that to be some sort of star UFO, but I'm not so sure that's what we're looking at. So we just sort of fast forward. If you see there's some other oddities going on, see here, what's that? Yeah, to me there's something not quite right. And then we've got the other one, didn't we? We just released this month, 10th of July, which is very, very similar, but at very different times. Now this one was released in 2025. Now this is acting completely different. It's not floating around, it's not leaving any sort of trail behind it like the other one did. It's very steady, but again, it's still doing that star shape. So I can't help but think again that this is a camera artifact, you know, creating the illusion of this pretty star. There's somebody out there knows about this stuff. and they know exactly what that is. So please get in touch and tell us conclusively what is causing that star effect. Is it light emitting from the object to the FLIR camera? Is it a laser beam? Is that what a laser beam looks like when it's being directed straight at the FLIR? Was this some sort of test to see how the FLIR would react? Who knows, but it's something very slow. It's not acting like the other star UFO. And this was at the Yellow Sea in reported 2025. And the other one was, where was this one? That was in Middle East. And this was, the incident here is January 2013. So very different time frames and very, very similar objects we're seeing. But I can't again put a finger on this one until we know what the context is behind it, you know, where it is, wind speeds, height, what was recording it, because they're never going to tell us that, are they? What is that? Someone let their sheet off. Someone let their blanket go off their washing line. What's going on there? This is just proof to me that this is something to do with the camera. Look how that object interacts with the star. Watch, ready? They move together. They dance together. So that's not a UFO, folks. That is not something for us to get all excited about. That is some kind of camera defect or artifact. They move together. That's the telling thing. Look backwards and forwards. But does it look good? Hell yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. I love it. But let's not be fooled. This disclosure, this so-called disclosure from the US government, has been a little bit disappointing, I'd say. And I wanted to show you those clips so you've got a bit more understanding about what we should be thinking about and the questions we should be asking. But yeah, feel free to come to the SCIF. It's scif.sepi-agency.com. Come look at the files for yourself. Feel free to download them. And if you're feeling brave and you've got any declassified files that have been released that are not on the SCIF, and this search tool is really good, by the way. Let's search for all the terms in the descriptions, all the different types, different statuses, when they've been added, you know, more recently, and you can look for date ranges and release dates. You can look at it in the tile view, or even click on that and look on the sort of list view. It's completely up to you and what you prefer to see. But if you find something that you know is not on here, so you've got something to upload, register yourself as a contributor, and then once you've confirmed your email address, you can come and upload stuff. Now, when you do upload, administration do look at the video just to ensure that it's fit for public consumption and nobody's abusing it, of course. We're not having any of that. So don't put anything abusive on there. It won't get approved. It will get deleted, and I will report you. And trust me, I've worked for organisations and I know how easy it is to find you, so please don't do that. Let's not make a bad day of it. Please just use the tool responsibly, and yeah, above all, let's use it and let's keep sharing. We've now had the release of the film Disclosure Day. This wasn't just another documentary, it was a cultural marker, kind of line in the sand, as it were. The film captures something governments haven't: the public's appetite for truth, the frustration with institutional silence, and the growing belief that disclosure won't come from official channels. It will come from people, witnesses, and independent investigators. It's part of a wide shift. UAPs are no longer fringe, they're mainstream, they're political, they're scientific, they're cultural. And that brings me to the UK. Why the silence?
Nothing to see here, folks.
A few weeks ago, I was invited onto the BBC to talk about UAPs and the UK's position, or more accurately, the lack of one.
So, where does the UK stand in all of this? Well, the MOD's UFO project was terminated in 2009, so there's no official place for the public to report sightings.
You can see they're keeping up formation with each other. which you don't expect to see in something natural.
Yeah. With that in mind, Essex-based former NCA officer David John runs an organisation dedicated to researching UAPs. He's petitioning the government to create a national UAP reporting office.
I want the government to take this subject seriously and to put some money behind it and start collaborating with the US, because we're capturing a lot more evidence, but there's just nowhere to report them to. But it doesn't mean that our airspace is not experiencing the same things. Indeed, I'd argue we've had a lot more incidences here in the UK that needs proper investigation. The Ministry of Defence in the UK is still treating UAPs as a non-issue, a non-threat, and quite frankly, a non-priority. People often ask me why the UK MOD are not willing to go there with UAP subject. To me, it's very simple. We have no political appetite. There's nothing here to release to the public to distract them. Unlike the US. Epstein files, anybody? I think that's why the UK have been very quiet. There's no political appetite to do so. They've invested no money in this compared to the US, where they've invested between $20 to $40 million per year into ARRO, which is around about 20-40 staff, to zero budget here in the UK. Now, that could mean one or two things. That the UK really doesn't care, which I don't believe, or the UK have a lot more to lose, which is highly possible. Now, the US does seem to be driving this whole narrative from the beginning. They are in every part of the world. Every time there's a UAP crash retrieval program, it's initiated by the US. It's all covered up by the US, and they're the first ones to get there and grab it all. And I think that's by design. So I think the UK are stepping back to allow the US to take over and run with this, which unfortunately means run the narrative and the secrecy too. With my knowledge of government and how it works, everything is so siloed that one department will not know what the other department's doing. So when we put in freedom of information requests into the MOD for releasing of UAP material, they generally do not have that. They're not lying to you. They're not trying to hoodwink you. They just generally don't have that information or don't have access to that information. So they're kind of safe. It works, doesn't it? Very well. But where does it leave us? It leaves us in the dark, leaves us with no information, and our place here in this universe is still very minor and minute. So whilst the US are releasing files, holding hearings and openly discussing non-human intelligences, the UK is stuck in a kind of holding pattern, waiting for someone else to make the first move. On air, I said what many in policing, defence and intelligence already know. We do have data, we do have sightings, and we do have classified material. We just don't have the political appetite to really acknowledge it. And that's becoming increasingly untenable. Especially because last week the conversation escalated again.
Hello, I'm Dr. Stephen Greer. I'm the founder of the Global Disclosure Project. My fellow Americans and all the citizens of the Earth, it has been confirmed that extraterrestrial civilizations of great technological advancement have been visiting the Earth for some time.
Dr. Stephen Greer made a global announcement calling on people, not governments, to move disclosure forward. His message had two major points. Public action is now essential. He argued that governments have had decades to disclose and still haven't. So witnesses, insiders and civilians need to step up. He called for the disarmament of nuclear weapons. That is bold, controversial side, but it's rooted in decades of claims that UAPs have interacted with nuclear sites, even shut missiles down and demonstrate concern about our nuclear capability. Whether you agree with Greer or not, his announcement signals something important. The disclosure movement is splintering in two paths: official disclosure and civilian disclosure. And right now, civilian disclosure is moving faster than the government are. So what does this all mean? So let's put this together. The US is releasing documents quietly. Independent filmmakers are pushing conversation publicly. The UK is still pretending there's nothing happening, nothing to see here. And major figures like Greer are calling for global civilian action. This isn't just one story, this is convergence. Governments are losing control of the narrative. The public is gaining momentum. And disclosure is no longer a question of if, it's a question of who gets there first. If you're new here or you've been waiting for me to return, I do sincerely thank you for sticking around. The next few months are going to be intense, and I'll be covering all of it as much as I can, from the US document drops to UK developments to the scientific side to the political side to even the witness testimonies. This channel is back and we're just getting started. If you want more deep dives, breakdowns or interviews, let me know in the comments, and if you saw my BBC appearance, yes, we'll talk more about that too. Ultimately, disclosure is moving, so let's move with it.
Through the shadows, through the dark, there's still a glimmer of a spark. And when the road is split apart, I will be your northern star. Find your way back home. Find your way back home. Don't be scared of the unknown. I am with you where you go. You'll find your way back.